Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be doing graffiti. Graffiti is a loose style that is lettering based. So the first thing we got to do, this is for like our preliminary sketches and everything, is we're going to start taking the lettering and we're going to lay it over top of each other and real lightly. If you press real hard on the paper, you get a dark line, but if you drag the pencil over the paper, you can get a very light line that's easy to erase. That is the line that you want to use. So I'm going to do one of my favorite songs and skew stuff around. I mean, we want like you can make it interlocking like a chain if you want to. So I am going to do one of my favorite songs here called Dare by the Gorillas, and it's a real techno song. I know, you're amazed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the A overlap the D, but it's going to and I'm going to stretch it out a little bit. Comios, it's there. So I am overlapping my lettering, and this will help make it a little bit more unreadable. We can use imagery like this, like with the arrows. I like the arrows. I want to do it again over here on the R, and that's overlapping. So let's keep that. Let's keep another arrow. We'll do triple arrow down here. I'm going to have this E right here. I'm going to give the E an arrow. Alright, so you can see I'm just sketching out where I want all my placement. You can see that I have it there. And what we also want with this kind of lettering, we want a thick black outline. So we need to start outlining all of our letters and going around them. So we have a thick black outline because that helps make our letters pop out. So with that, now that I got my lettering around, I can start putting a thick black outline. Now you can make it nice and sharp if you want to, or you can make it like kind of biological, put some like a bunch of squiggles, or you can make it sharp and angular like pow. You can add little holes in there if you want to, however you want to do it. And that's going to be our thick black outline, however you want to do it in that case. And I'm going to put some holes in here and there. Okay. So once we have that, then we can start going to the crayons and the colored pencils. But you're going to need 3 tones. You need a highlight, you need a mid-tone, and you need a shadow. Those are the 3 things you need. That's what I'm grading on, whether you have those things. And the best way to get those things is through analogous colors. So analogous colors like blue, blue-green, green, green, yellow-green, yellow, and so forth. And we can go from a dark color to a light color. So if I have a blue, I can put my shadow in for a dark blue and leave the paper white as my highlight. That will work. Or say I have a blue and I want to overlap it with purple. That will work as well because they're closely related to each other. Same thing with red. I can use a red and I can make it purple, make it darker. It's ways of making things darker without using black. So if I'm going to do that, I can start laying down my color. And this is just your preliminary, and going up to where it's real light. Like up here, I don't really want to color a whole bunch on my D here. I'm gonna go against cool tones against warm tones. So I'm like every other color, since I have 4 letters, every other color warm and every other color cool. So I'm gonna go with a red tone first, and I'm gonna press a little bit harder, just like with our pencil, to get a darker color. Okay, and press a little bit harder here to kind of get that darker color. And this will help with the graffiti style. And then I'm going to go with the purple. I want this purple, it's darker. I go with the dark purple, and I'm going to press down. I'm not going to go all the way up. I'm just going to like shoot it up on that side, so that since we have a gradation of color, we're going from a dark to a light. Okay. I don't have any black crayons in here that I know of. Here we go. And then I can outline everything in black when I get done, to help keep the separation, to help give it that pop out that we want. Notice how I am, when I got a straight line, I'm taking the line towards me because I have more control. So boom, the D here in dare is already done because it has that dark to light look to it already. Okay, and I'm coloring around so I know where all my colors go. And this is your prelim. You're just testing out colors, going fast, but not too fast, and planning stuff out. This is your game plan. This is how you're going to make things happen. And like I said, with the A here, I'm going to go cool tones because I want that fight between cool and warm tones. Just like what Van Gogh did, the graffiti artists do the same thing. They have that cool and warm tone fight. And it also being a preliminary, it doesn't have to be perfect. We can make adjustments here and there. So I'm using different artistic styles already here with the D and the R and the interlocking of the letters. And I'm going to go with the light blue. I like the light blue. And again, go all the way up to the top. And see, I'm just coloring with the side. And I'm just lightly, I'm barely touching the crayon down, lightly getting that color. And as I come down here, I want it dark. Notice that I leave a little bit of white space here for a little added reflection, for a little bit more oomph. Okay. I'm going to take this purple. It's a different purple. It's a little bit warmer purple. I don't like that purple. Let's go with the dark blue. I'm just going to go with the dark blue here. And I'm going to do the dark blue. And I'm going to put that in there for the basis and get that kind of dark. So we have dark going into light and so forth. And that is basically what you're going to do for your prelims. You're going to need to do 3 different prelims using the same techniques. Now, since we got cool and warm tones, or red and warm and so forth, what we could probably go with the background color that's behind this black is like kind of a really a dark green or a neon kind of a green. This is the color that we haven't quite used, and it will clash against the purple and so forth. We could even go with a yellow if you wanted to, but we want to use color opposites to create our graffiti letters. We want to use those colors because they have a nice good juxtapositioning of color that create conflict. When you get warm tones against cool tones, that creates conflict. When you got complementary colors against their complement, that creates conflict. It makes it interesting. If we just go with, all the colors looking the same, it doesn't create a whole lot of conflict. It may have unity, but it doesn't create intrigue. And that's what graffiti is all about, creating an intrigue, getting you to look at it and say, oh, that's awesome, or oh, that's sick, or whatever slang that people have been talking about today. Okay, so I have that's there. I'm going to get this awful puke color, baby poop kind of a green, and I'm going to put that to my background, and that should help kind of with the coloring a little bit. I might even layer some of my colors, because you're layering colors here, you're layering a darker color on a lighter color to get your midtones, highlights, and so forth. I might even layer a yellow. Let's get this kind of ochreish yellow, make it look more pukey, and layer that and add more to that. And you can see how that's coming along rather nicely. Remember, this is the prelim. This is where the ideas are coming from. This isn't the final. This is just the prelim. We're just layering down colors to figure out how we want our lettering, how we want our colors. So when we go to the final product, we know exactly what we're doing.